Hey everyone, and welcome back to Vintage Car Chronicles. We're shifting gears a bit today for a special deep dive.
That's right.
We'll be exploring the world of SSC North America.
An American company that's taken on the European supercar giants.
Exactly. So buckle up, Vintage Car Chronicles fans, because we're about to embark on a thrilling ride through the history of SSC North America.
It all starts with a guy named Jerod Shelby.
No relation to Carol Shelby.
No relation at all.
Which I think is something a lot of people get confused about initially.
Right.
And what's really interesting is Jerod Shelby's background is actually in medical devices.
Yeah, not your typical path to building supercars.
Not at all. So what sparked this passion for high-performance cars?
Well, you've got to remember, back in the late 90s, European brands like Ferrari and Lamborghini were dominating the supercar scene.
They're the kings of the road.
Absolutely. And Jerod Shelby, he had this vision to create an American supercar that could compete with the very best.
A bold ambition.
It certainly was. He founded SSC in 1998 and set out to challenge the status quo.
And that challenge began with the ultimate Aero.
Yeah, their first foray into the world of supercars.
Now, I remember when the ultimate Aero first appeared back in 2004, it wasn't exactly what I expected.
What do you mean?
Well, I thought they'd come out swinging with some crazy powerful engine.
Ah, I see where you're going with this.
But the first prototype actually used an engine from a Chevy Corvette C5R.
They were resourceful for sure, adapting existing technology and pushing it to its limits.
Yeah, it was like they were saying, hey, we can make this work.
Exactly. They weren't afraid to get their hands dirty and experiment.
And that experimentation paid off.
Over time, they refined that engine and eventually developed their own twin-turbo V8 that produced over 1,287 horsepower.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
But even before they hit those power figures, the Ultimate Aero was already turning heads.
I remember reading about how they broke the slalom record held by the Ferrari Enzo in 2006.
That's right. It was a sign of things to come.
Like a warning shot across the bow of the European supercar establishment.
Exactly. And then came 2000,
The year SSC truly made history.
September 13th to be precise.
The Ultimate Aero achieved what many thought was impossible for an American company.
It became the world's fastest production car.
Officially certified by Guinness World Records.
An average speed of 256.1 miles per hour.
Absolutely incredible. They dethroned the Bugatti Veyron and sent shockwaves through the automotive world.
It was a David versus Goliath moment for sure.
And you know what happens when you slay a giant?
They come back for revenge.
Exactly. Bugatti was not going to take this lying down.
They came back with a vengeance a few years later with the Veyron Supersport.
And reclaimed the title.
Yeah, the rivalry between SSC and Bugatti became this epic battle for speed supremacy.
Pushing both companies to constantly innovate and push the limits of what's possible.
It was a golden age for supercar enthusiasts.
Absolutely. But while all this was happening, SSC was already looking ahead to their next move.
That's right. They were developing a brand new supercar designed to shatter expectations.
The Tuatara.
A name that evokes speed and evolution.
It's named after a reptile found in New Zealand, isn't it?
It is. And what's fascinating is that the Tuatara is known for having the fastest molecular evolution of any living animal.
So the name itself is a hint at SSC's own pursuit of evolution and pushing boundaries.
Exactly. They wanted to create a car that was as cutting edge as its namesake.
And to bring this vision to life, they enlisted the help of Jason Castriota,
A designer known for his work on Ferraris and Maseratis.
So we're talking serious design pedigree here.
Absolutely. Castriota had this vision of a car inspired by aerospace principles.
Aerodynamics being everything when you're chasing world records.
You got it. Every curve, every angle meticulously crafted to slice through the air.
And under the hood, they teamed up with Nelson Racing Engines.
To create a monster of an engine.
A 5.9-liter twin-turbocharged V8.
Capable of producing 1,350 horsepower on regular gasoline.
And a mind-blowing 1,750 horsepower on E85 fuel.
Now we're talking serious power.
So they've got this beast of a car ready to take on the world. What happens next?
Well, they spend years fine-tuning the Tuatara, making sure it's ready for the ultimate test.
Another speed record attempt.
Exactly. And in 2020, they went for it.
And that's where things get really interesting.
They claim to have hit an average speed of 316.11 miles per hour on a closed Nevada road.
Those are some seriously insane numbers.
They were, but there was a catch.
I'm sensing a but coming.
Well, some eagle-eyed analysts and automotive experts started raising questions about the validity of those speeds.
Oh no, what happened?
There were discrepancies in the GPS data and video footage.
Casting doubt on whether those speeds were actually
It
achieved.
was a huge controversy.
I can only imagine the pressure SSC was under.
It was a major setback for them.
So what did they do?
To their credit, they faced the music head-on.
They didn't try to sweep it under the rug.
No, they acknowledged the mistakes and promised more testing this time with complete transparency.
A respectable move.
They wanted to prove the Tuatara's capabilities beyond a shadow of a doubt.
And they chose a pretty epic location for their next attempt.
The Kennedy Space Center's shuttle landing facility.
And that's what I call a runway.
Long, flat, perfect for high-speed runs.
So on January 17th, 2021, the Tuatara took to that historic runway with independent experts and Guinness officials there to witness and verify everything.
The stakes were high.
So and roll pleased did they break the record.
They did. The SSC Tuatara officially hit an average speed of 282.9 miles per hour.
Still an incredible feat.
Absolutely. Guinness certified it, silencing many of the doubters.
Redemption. What a story.
Triumph controversy, and then a comeback that proved the Tuatara is the real deal.
And you know what really blows my mind about this whole thing?
What's that?
The driver for the record-breaking run wasn't some seasoned race car driver.
Yeah, who was it?
It was the car's owner, a dentist named Larry Kaplan.
A dentist.
A dentist. Talk about living the dream.
That's amazing. It really shows you don't need to be a professional racer to experience the Tuatara's power.
So SSC proves themselves, the Tuatara becomes a legend. What's next for them?
Well, knowing SSC and their love for pushing limits, I doubt they're done.
I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of their speed record attempts.
There have been rumors about them taking another shot at breaking the 300-mile-per-hour barrier.
300 miles per hour. That's just mind-boggling.
It would be a monumental achievement.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's rewind a bit.
Okay, back to the past.
Remember that name change back in 2012 when Shelby Supercars Inc. became SSC North America?
Oh, yeah. I always wondered about that.
It seemed like more than just simplifying the name.
There was a legal reason behind it.
What happened?
They had some legal back and forth with Carroll Shelby Licensing and Carroll Shelby International about the use of the Shelby name.
Ah, so that's why they had to distance themselves from the legendary Carroll Shelby.
Exactly. They wanted to forge their own path, build their own legacy.
And speaking of forging a path,
Yeah.
what came after the Ultimate Aero, before the Tuatara hit the scene?
There was a limited edition model, the SSC Ultimate Aero XT.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Only 5 were ever made.
A true collector's item.
It was like a bridge between the Ultimate Aero and the Tuatara.
What made the XT so special?
Well, it had the same 6.9-liter V8 that would power the Tuatara, but slightly detuned.
Okay, still a beast of an engine.
And it also featured some of the advanced tech being developed for the Tuatara, like an upgraded cooling system and a 7-speed paddle-shifted gearbox.
So a little taste of what was to come.
Exactly. But now let's dive deeper into the Tuatara itself.
I'm ready. What are some of the innovations that set this car apart?
Well, remember how its design was inspired by aerospace principles?
Yeah, they really took that to heart.
They went beyond just the looks. They integrated active aerodynamics into the car.
Now that's some high-tech stuff.
It is. Think of it like the car's shape can actually change depending on the driving conditions.
Wait, really? How does that work?
For instance, the rear wing can adjust its angle to increase downforce for better grip at high speeds or reduce drag for maximum speed on a straightaway.
So it's like the car is constantly adapting to its environment.
Exactly. It's a big part of what allows the Tuatara to achieve those incredible speeds.
But it's not just about aerodynamics, is it?
No, they also use extensive carbon fiber in the body and chassis.
Carbon fiber, the magic material for weight reduction.
And we know less weight means faster acceleration and higher top speeds.
It's all about finding that perfect balance between power and weight.
Precisely. But don't think for a second that SSC sacrificed safety for speed.
Safety is always paramount, especially with a car this powerful.
The Tuatara has a super strong carbon fiber monocoque chassis, which provides exceptional protection in a crash.
And I'm sure it has some pretty advanced braking systems as well.
You bet it does. Massive carbon ceramic discs that can bring the car to a halt from its top speed with incredible efficiency.
So it's not just a rocket on wheels. It's a safe and sophisticated rocket on wheels.
That's one way to put it. But you know what really fascinates me about SSC is that they're not just a bunch of speed-obsessed gearheads.
There's more to it than just raw horsepower.
They're engineers and innovators pushing the boundaries of automotive technology with a level of passion that's truly inspiring.
And it shows in their work.
So what do you think they'll come up with next? Any hints about what these innovators have in store for us?
Well, I've heard whispers about a more accessible entry-level supercar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something that could bring SSC performance to a wider audience.
That's interesting. So not just chasing ultimate speed, but also making their cars more attainable.
Right, expanding their reach.
But for now, let's take a peek behind the curtain at SSC's production process.
Yeah, building a hypercar like the Tuatara isn't like churning out sedans on an assembly line.
It's a much more specialized process.
Tell us more about their production facility and how they bring these masterpieces to life.
Their main facility is in Richland, Washington.
Okay, so they're keeping it all American-made.
Absolutely. And it's not a giant factory. It's more of an intimate setting.
I bet that allows for a greater level of attention to detail.
You got it. Highly skilled technicians assemble each Tuatara by hand.
So each car is almost like a bespoke suit tailored to perfection.
Exactly. It's a blend of cutting-edge technology and old-school craftsmanship.
Now, I'm curious about the people who work at SSC.
Yeah, what kind of personalities are drawn to building these ultimate driving machines?
I imagine it takes a special kind of person.
It does. You've got engineers, technicians, designers, fabricators, all passionate about pushing the limits of automotive performance.
They're not just clocking in, they're living and breathing their craft.
It's more like being part of a high-performance racing team, but instead of building for the track, they're building for the road.
That must be an incredible environment to work in.
I bet it is. But it's not all smooth sailing, you know? Building hypercars like the Tuatara comes with its own set of challenges.
Yeah, we've talked about the controversy surrounding the initial speed record attempt and the immense pressure to operate at the bleeding edge of technology.
But there are other challenges, too.
Like what?
Well, for starters, the hypercar market is a tiny niche.
It's not exactly a volume business.
Exactly. It's a very select group of buyers who can afford these cars. So managing costs and maintaining profitability can be a tightrope walk.
Right, they have to balance creating something truly extraordinary while also making sure it's financially sustainable.
And then there's the constant need to innovate to stay ahead of the competition.
The automotive world is always evolving.
New technologies and designs are emerging all the time, and SSC has to be at the forefront of that evolution if they want to remain at the top of their game.
It's like a never-ending race to push the boundaries.
But that's also what makes it so exciting.
And SSC seems to thrive on that challenge.
They do. But, you know, we've been focusing a lot on SSC's achievements and challenges. I'd love to hear your thoughts on their broader impact on the automotive industry.
That's a great question. I think their impact goes beyond just building fast cars.
How so?
They've proved that American companies can compete with the world's best when it comes to high-performance vehicles.
They've challenged that old idea that exotic supercars can only come from Europe.
And in doing so, they've inspired a new generation of American engineers and designers.
Their influence isn't limited to America either.
No, their innovations in aerodynamics, engine technology, materials, science, these things are being noticed by car makers around the world.
They've helped to raise the bar for high-performance design.
So they're not just building cars, they're helping to push the entire automotive industry forward.
Exactly. Their legacy extends far beyond speed records and sales figures.
They're pioneers, innovators, dreamers who are shaping the future of the automotive world.
Well said.
And it's a story that's still unfolding.
I, for one, am eager to see what they do next.
You too? But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's take a moment to appreciate just how far SSC has come since they started back in 1998.
From humble beginnings to world records and groundbreaking innovations, it's been quite a journey.
They started small with a big dream to create an American supercar that could rival the best in the world.
And they've done it. They've broken world records, challenged giants, carved out their own unique place in the automotive landscape.
Their story is a testament to the power of vision, determination, and a relentless pursuit of excellence.
Absolutely. It's an inspiration for anyone who dares to dream big.
And on that note, I think we should leave our Vintage Car Chronicles listeners with a thought to ponder as we wrap up this first part of our deep dive.
I love ending on a thought-provoking note. What do you have for them today?
Well, we've talked about SSC's achievements with combustion engines, but what if they applied their expertise to a different kind of challenge?
Okay, I'm intrigued.
What if they set their sights on creating the ultimate electric hypercar?
Now that's an interesting question. Imagine an SSC electric hypercar with their signature aerodynamic design and lightweight construction.
Could they create a car that not only sets new speed records, but also redefines what's possible in sustainable high-performance driving?
It's a question we'll explore further when we return for part 2 of our deep dive into SSC North America.
Stay tuned, Vintage Car Chronicles fans. This ride is far from over.
Welcome back, Vintage Car Chronicles fans, to our deep dive into SSC North America and that question we left you with.
What if SSC went electric?
An electric hypercar from the minds at SSC.
Combining their passion for speed with a focus on sustainability.
It would definitely turn heads in the industry.
But before we get lost in hypothetical electric dreams,
Right.
let's take a step back and look at how SSC actually builds their cars now.
Their production process is quite unique.
Yeah, it's not your typical assembly line operation.
Not at all. Their main facility in Richland, Washington is more like a craftsman's workshop.
A place where high-performance art is created.
Exactly. Each Tuatara is meticulously assembled by hand.
With a level of precision and attention to detail that's just incredible.
You don't find that in mass-produced vehicles.
It's that blend of cutting-edge technology and traditional craftsmanship that really sets SSC apart.
They really take pride in their work.
Speaking of the people who work there, I'm curious about the team at SSC.
The folks who bring these amazing machines to life,
What kind of individuals are drawn to a company like that?
it takes a special breed for sure.
I imagine it's a mix of passion, skill, and a little bit of crazy.
You got it. You've got engineers, designers, technicians, fabricators, all driven by this desire to push the limits of automotive performance.
They're not just building cars. They're creating works of art that can move at phenomenal speeds.
And the atmosphere there must be electric.
Pun intended?
Absolutely. But it's not all about raw horsepower and speed.
There's got to be a balance,
SSC also places a strong emphasis on safety.
which is essential when you're dealing with cars that can go that fast.
Remember that carbon fiber monocoque chassis we talked about earlier?
Oh yeah, that thing is a beast. Super strong and incredibly lightweight.
It's a testament to their engineering prowess.
And their braking system is nothing to sneeze at either.
Those massive carbon ceramic discs can bring the Tuatara to a halt from its top speed in an unbelievably short distance.
That's reassuring to know considering the kind of speeds we're talking about.
For sure. But what really sets SSC apart for me is their unwavering commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
They're not content with just building fast cars.
They're always striving to innovate, to improve, to make their cars faster, lighter, more efficient.
That's the spirit of a true innovator.
And that relentless pursuit of excellence has earned them a place among the elite supercar manufacturers in the world.
They've shown the world that American ingenuity can compete with the very best.
No question about it.
They've put American supercars back on the map.
And their impact extends far beyond the cars themselves.
How so?
Their innovations in aerodynamics, materials, science engine technology, these things have influenced car makers around the world.
They're not just building cars, they're pushing the entire industry forward.
Their legacy will be felt for generations to come.
Absolutely. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's often overlooked in the world of high-performance cars.
What's that?
Sustainability.
Ah, yes. A topic that's becoming increasingly important in the automotive industry as a whole.
How does a company like SSC, known for building gas-guzzling supercars, fit into this equation?
It's a good question, and one that SSC themselves have been grappling with.
What are they doing to address this?
Well, for starters, they've been experimenting with alternative fuels like E85.
Which we touched on earlier.
Right, it's a blend of gasoline and ethanol that can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
And they even managed to squeeze out more horsepower from the Tuatara using E85.
Exactly. They're also looking into ways to incorporate more sustainable materials into their cars.
Like what?
For example, they're exploring the use of recycled carbon fiber for some of the body panels.
That's a great idea. Reducing waste and creating a more circular economy.
It's a step in the right direction.
Even with these efforts, hypercars are still going to have a significant environmental impact.
That's true.
But it's encouraging to see that SSC is making a conscious effort to move in a more sustainable direction.
And they're not alone. Many other supercar manufacturers are starting to embrace sustainability as well.
It's a trend I hope continues to gain momentum.
Me too.
But speaking of sustainability, it brings us back to that question we posed earlier.
What if SSC went all in on electric?
An electric hypercar from SSC.
It's an intriguing idea, isn't it?
We've already seen some impressive electric hypercars from companies like Rimac and Pininfarina.
And Tesla is making waves with their electric vehicles.
So what would an SSC electric hypercar look like? What would set it apart from the competition?
Well, I think they would leverage their expertise in aerodynamics and lightweight construction to create a car that's incredibly fast and efficient.
A car that can go from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye while sipping electrons instead of guzzling gas.
Exactly. And with electric motors, they could achieve instant torque and blistering acceleration.
It would be a whole new level of performance.
But of course, they would face some challenges in developing an electric hypercar.
Such as?
Battery technology is still evolving, and range anxiety is a real concern for many electric car buyers.
Valid points.
But I have no doubt that SSC would find innovative solutions to these challenges.
They have a knack for pushing boundaries.
And imagine the impact an SSC electric hypercar could have on the industry.
It could be a game changer.
It could inspire other supercar manufacturers to embrace electric technology.
Leading to a greener, more sustainable future for high-performance driving.
It would be a powerful statement.
And even if SSC doesn't go all electric, I believe their commitment to sustainability will continue to grow.
They understand that the future of the automotive industry depends on finding ways to reduce our environmental impact.
And that's a future I'm excited to be a part of.
Me too. But for now, let's take a step back and appreciate the incredible journey SSC has already taken.
From those humble beginnings to breaking world records and creating groundbreaking innovations, they've made their mark on the automotive world.
Their story is a testament to the power of dreams, hard work, and a relentless pursuit of excellence.
And it's a story that's still being written.
Who knows what the future holds for SSC North America?
Maybe they'll shatter that 300-mile-per-hour barrier.
Maybe they'll revolutionize the electric hypercar market.
Or maybe they'll come up with something completely unexpected.
Whatever they do, I'm sure it'll be impressive.
One thing's for sure.
What's that?
SSC North America is a company worth watching.
They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and they're showing the world that American ingenuity is alive and well.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, haven't we?
We have.
From the roaring engines of the ultimate Aero to the sleek, futuristic design of the Tuatara and the tantalizing prospect of an electric future.
SSC is a company that never ceases to amaze.
And as we head into the final part of our deep dive,
Yes.
I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
SSC's success isn't just about speed and horsepower.
It's about something more.
It's about the passion, the dedication, the unwavering belief in their vision.
It's a reminder that with enough hard work and determination, we can achieve anything we set our minds to.
So as you go about your day, Vintage Car Chronicles fans, remember the story of SSC North America.
Let it inspire you to chase your own dreams, to push your own boundaries, and to never give up on what you believe in.
We'll be back after the break to wrap up our deep dive into SSC North America.
Stay tuned.
And we're back with our final lap around the world of SSC North America Vintage Car Chronicles fans.
It's been quite a ride, hasn't it?
It really has. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm struck by the fact that SSC isn't just about building fast cars.
Right, there's a deeper story here.
They're pushing boundaries, yeah, but they're also staying true to their roots.
Absolutely. They haven't lost sight of that human element.
Exactly. We talked about their production process, how each car is handcrafted.
By a skilled team of artisans.
Yeah. It's that blend of high-tech and hands-on that makes them so unique.
And let's not forget their location, Richland, Washington.
Flying the flag for American ingenuity in manufacturing.
Showing the world what American craftsmanship can achieve.
It's something to be proud of, for sure.
It really is.
And speaking of American ingenuity, I can't help but think back to that electric hypercar idea.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine?
An SSC electric hypercar would be something else.
Leveraging their expertise in aerodynamics and lightweight design.
Creating a car that's not just fast, but also incredibly efficient.
A true testament to sustainable performance.
I can practically see it now, sleek, futuristic lines cutting through the air like a whisper.
Powered by electric motors that deliver instant torque and mind-blowing acceleration.
A revolution in the hypercar world.
And knowing SSC, they wouldn't stop there.
No, they'd be pushing the boundaries of battery technology, exploring new innovations.
Maybe even solid-state batteries. Who knows?
The possibilities are endless.
It would be a real game changer for the industry.
Inspiring other manufacturers to embrace electric technology, leading to a greener, more sustainable future for high-performance driving.
A future where speed and sustainability go hand in hand.
But even if SSC never builds that electric hypercar, their impact on the automotive world is undeniable.
They've already achieved so much.
They've shown that a small company with a big dream can challenge the status quo.
And achieve greatness.
They've redefined what's possible for American supercars.
And inspired countless others along the way.
So as we conclude this deep dive into the world of SSC North America,
Yeah,
Let's remember their story.
A story of passion, dedication, and a relentless pursuit of excellence.
It's a reminder that anything is possible if you dare to dream big and never give up on your vision.
So keep chasing those dreams, Vintage Car Chronicles fans.
And never stop pushing the boundaries of what you think is achievable.
And thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the history of SSC North America.
We'll be back tomorrow with another deep dive into the world automobiles.
Until then, keep the passion for cars alive.
And we'll see you on the road.